Hello there and welcome to The Shift powered by ET Edge Insights. Hi, I'm Tanmoy Mitra, editor ET Edge Insights, and today we are going to do an exclusive interview on The Shift that features industry experts, global leaders who delve into the intricacies of their fields, uncovering challenges, exploring newer ideas for the way forward. Watch The Shift and stay ahead of the curve. Today we have with us Karan Kirpalani. He is the Chief Product Officer, Neysa. Karan, it's a pleasure to host you on
Thank you for
ET
having
Agencies.
us, Tanmoy.
Let me begin by asking you, when we are talking about AI-ready data centers,
Correct.
there are a lot of challenges that come forth. So if you could just describe what are the challenges and going forward, how do those challenges turn into opportunities?
So I can actually answer that question from the perspective of the client.
Right.
So Neysa is a GPU as a service cloud and an AI platform as a service provider. We enable our clients' AI initiatives. We help our clients see their training and inferencing requirements through to fruition. And for us, we provide everything from the GPUs to the orchestration, the platform, to help clients build out their AI use cases. Everything from predictive analytics, decision intelligence, generative AI, conversational agents, all of that. That's what we enable as a provider. What underpins all of this at the end of the day is the data center. So it's critical for us to choose a data center provider that has a vision to scale, has the capability to scale, not just in terms of space, but in terms of power, in terms of network. We know that, GPUs and AI is an incredibly power-hungry industry. The forecasts are that by 2028, if I'm not mistaken, AI as an industry will consume more than the 12th, largest country in the world.
Right.
So as a country, AI will be 11th or 12th in that list. So given those kinds of requirements, we need to make sure that the data center industry is in lockstep with the AI industry in terms of being able to cater to that kind of demand. And right up front and center, obviously, are things like density, power, and network.
Right. Interestingly, you talked about a use case. So any particular use case, maybe without naming the client or the company, you can talk, that has made a difference. The point you just put forward,
Correct.
if you could just talk about one of the use
So
cases.
we're working very closely with one of the big four consultancies. I can't name them.
Right.
The end client is a very, very large asset management company. And we're working with them together to deploy a solution for the end customer's use case,
Right.
which is a conversational AI assistant for their call centers.
Right.
So the partner that we're working with, which is one of the big four that I mentioned, is building out the correct model, training that model on the client's data. So if you or I were to call in, for example, and as a client of that particular AMC, it's so good and it's reached such a level of maturity and sophistication that it would be impossible for you to tell that you weren't actually speaking with a human being.
Right.
That's one use case. Another very large use case we're working on is with one of India's top educational institutions, premier education institutions, that's been tasked with developing the next generation of local language LLMs, for example. So different kinds of use cases, but we're seeing a lot of adoption in financial services. We're seeing a lot of adoption for these kinds of use cases in healthcare, in media and entertainment, life sciences. The decisions typically tend to be around everything from predictive analytics, decision intelligence, conversational agents, fraud and security management, and again for FSI, but we're working with a leader in that space who's helping banks and financial institutions mitigate fraud at a real-time level. So these are some of the use cases that we enable through the Neysa Velocis cloud platform.
Right. You just talked about security and fraud case. Cybersecurity obviously becomes one of the biggest concerns when you're talking about digital technologies, especially with AI in the forefront. With regards to your organization, what are some of these strategies or steps you have with regards to cybersecurity measures?
I'm really glad you brought that up, Tanmoy, because what you're seeing is as AI proliferates, the emergence of a new generation of threats that weren't in people's vocabulary
Right.
as soon as maybe in the last 2 years ago, for example. You're going to start hearing phrases like data poisoning or model poisoning a lot more over the next few years. So therefore, we're as a service provider, if we're offering a cloud that provides accelerated GPU services to our clients, we have to make sure that we're developing and investing in the latest generation of security tools
Right.
to be able to mitigate these threats at a 0-day level for our clients. Interestingly, and we have a team working on this around the clock, these are security domain experts because there isn't a one size fits all tool that we
True.
can just pull off the shelf and implement on our cloud. We're literally building some of these tools from scratch. We have a AI-driven security service called Aegis, which is going to be available to our clients both as a standalone service,
Right.
but is being used today to secure the Velocis cloud. So if you were a Velocis cloud customer for Neysa, then Aegis is going to work protecting your AI landscape against a new emergence of threats.
Everyone's optimistic about the Indian market. 5 years down the line, how do you see things developing with regards to your line of work?
I could give you the numbers, but I think the numbers only tell part of the story. So you're forecasting a very, very high CAGR that's going to take the market from about $4 billion today to about $24 billion in the next 4 years.
Right.
And, that's quite the growth story. But I think the numbers only tell part of the story. What we're seeing is that there's going to be a significant proliferation of AI in India for two reasons. One is Indian clients are a lot more measured in their AI adoption. They are building sustainable use cases with measurable ROI for their organizations. That's one. Two is it's estimated that second only to the US, India has the largest talent pool for AI, right? Data scientists, ML engineers, first principles engineers, systems engineers who are doing phenomenal development work. And we've been very fortunate to be able to hire some of those people as well. And we're always looking for new ones. So I think for these two reasons, you're going to see a significant proliferation of AI within the organization. I think it's perennially enterprises have had a problem of being able to get measurable ROI on their data. And their data has really been their most valuable asset. And now with the proliferation of AI tools and technologies, with an emergence of data scientists and ML engineers into the industry, they're now able to start mining that data effectively. And they need the right platform to do it, which is what Neysa provides.
What are your key priorities in the coming years?
It's interesting. We were having a conversation internally, and in terms of, this is a while ago, in terms of what value we wanted to provide to our clients. There are providers who just provide, GPUs and come rent my GPUs and leave. We believe that that's only part of the value addition. The true value addition is to be able to provide a platform that does, and this is our guiding principle, to be able to enable our clients to use AI as much as possible, as often as possible, as easily as possible, and as cost efficiently as possible. That, I think, is our guiding principle, our beacon in terms of what we're building, what our product roadmaps are going to be over the next few years. And, we really want to be able to democratize AI and make it as accessible to the Indian market as possible, across industry and across segments as well.
Karan, on that note, thank you very much for the wonderful insights.
Absolute pleasure.
It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Salman.